Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Deciding to Soar podcast. My name is Sharon Jameson, and I am so excited that you are here with me today. I don't take it for granted that you had many podcasts, many other activities that you could have chosen to do, but you selected to listen to me. And I am grateful and I celebrate your presence with me today. Well, today I want to talk about some of the questions that I receive from so many of you. I receive questions as to when is it a good time to make a move in our careers, in our relationships. I receive questions about how do you know when it's time to move to a new season, a new project, a new career. I receive all types of questions about when to exit something and when to enter into something. And so I wanted to share a framework that I share with many of my clients. And that framework is called C.L.E.A.R. And it is a framework that I use in my own personal life to help me make decisions about changes that I need to consider in my relationships, in my job, in my business, in my ministry, so that I can move toward my destiny and be the highest and the healthiest and the happiest version of myself. Now, the C in the C.L.E.A.R format stands for you will know when it's time to move when things start closing in your life. It might be opportunities are closing. It might be that your ability to make significant impact, your ability to grow, your ability to develop, your ability to feel a sense of belonging is starting to close. That's an indication that maybe you have outgrown or outstayed in a particular space. So, really checking with your heart and see if you are in any mindsets, any environments, any cultures, and any relationships where you feel that your ability to self actualize is starting to decline. That's an opportunity and an invitation for you to assess if it's time to make a move. So the C stands for closing or closure. The L in the C.L.E.A.R format stands for when you're starting to lose something or when you're starting to let go of something. And the losing could be maybe you are starting to lose your self confidence. You're starting to lose your sense of worth. You're starting to lose your sense of enthusiasm and your self esteem. Maybe you are losing your influence, or maybe you are losing your passion. Maybe you need to let go of a belief or an identity or a narrative that's becoming a limitation. Or maybe you need to let go of a perspective that has become a prison and you can't grow until you let it go. So the L in the C.L.E.A.R framework stands for what do you need to let go or what are you losing? And because losing something over and over again is an indication and an invitation that it's time to move on. The E stands for erasure. So many times in our lives, we are forced, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, to erase who we are. to fit into places and cultures, to fit into corporations. And we don't realize that we erase parts of our heritage, parts of our culture, parts of our specific um, way we were raised. Sometimes it looks like code switching. Sometimes it looks like assimilation. Sometimes it looks like self abandonment or self betrayal. We have to really think about, are we staying in places and with people and with projects that make us lie to ourselves, that make us abandon our voices, abandon our perspectives, that make us fragment ourselves in ways so that we become palatable to other people who are in power. And so we have to think about, are we erasing ourselves? And what is that erasure? What is it causing in other aspects of our lives? And if we're not careful, if we continue to erase ourselves, we erode our souls. And so think about, in places in your life, seasons in your life, people in your life, when you have to erase who you are and shrink and play small and sometimes play dumb to make other people feel comfortable. That's a sign that it's time to move on. The A in the framework stands for anger. I believe that anger is something that we feel when our preferred preferences, our preferred purpose, our preferred passions, our preferred people are being neglected. And so we get angry. And for example, when our preferred preference is for us to be treated with respect and we are not, we get angry. When our preferred passions for justice, for liberation, for humanity are not being respected, of course, we feel angry. And so I invite you to think about, where do you feel anger? And if you are in any situation, season, project, relationship where you are consistently feeling angry, what I call low grade chronic rage, I want you to use that as a sign that it might be time for you to move on, to move away to a different pasture so you can thrive. And the last letter in the C.L.E.A.R framework stands for rest. The R stands for rest. I use the word rest to not only talk about the restoration of our bodies and the renewing of our strength, but I also use it to talk about and refer to the rest that we have when we feel safe, the rest that we have when we feel resolved, the rest that we have when we feel listened to. And so if you don't have the rest in your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, because you are in places, you are in organizations, you are in relationships where you feel constant confusion, constant chaos, constant sense of diminishment. When you are feeling that your humanity and your dignity are threatened, or you feel as if people are operating and engaging with you in ways that don't honor who you say that you are and who your creator created you to be, you're not in a resting place. And so I invite you to think about, are you in a place where there's rest? And if not, what can you do to move away or to move up or to move out of organizations and events and environments and experiences? Because you deserve rest. You deserve to feel safe in your body, your mind, and spirit. You deserve to feel that even if you disagree with someone, that you can still be in partnership and not penalized. And I invite you to really consider, do you feel at rest where you are? And if not, what can you do about it? So the C.L.E.A.R framework is a framework that I want you and invite you to take your time to consider, to ensure that you are moving down the continuum, to assess if something feels like it's closing in on you, if you need to let go, or if you're losing something or some parts of yourself that you feel will be detrimental. The E, I want you to really think about, are you feeling erased? The A, do you feel anger? And the R is, do you feel at rest? Or do you feel that you can rest? That framework can be used personally as well as professionally. And I invite you to sit with those questions, evaluate those questions, because the more you can address those questions, the more you can come back home to yourself, honor yourself, support yourself, prioritize yourself in ways that make you feel proud of you, in ways that make you know that the best is yet to come and that you are on your way to something greater, something better, something more nurturing. And don't we all need that? Don't we all deserve environments and relationships and places in our lives where we feel nurtured? So, thanks so much for listening. I am interested in hearing your perspective. Please drop me an email at sharonjameson.com. Let me know what resonated with you and be on the lookout because I am planning to start recruiting and inviting people to join me for the next cohort or the next season of I Dare to Be Me. And it will be a season that will be life changing. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me, as well as I have some workshops coming up that I will love for you to join me. Some are of no cost, some are low cost. And I want to make sure that I continue to provide spaces and support that you need so we all can soar higher, higher than we have ever soared before. I look forward to seeing you again soon and blessings to you always as we all dare to soar higher than anything we have been ever taught or told. Blessings to you.